generated supply invoice for 50 USD. However, we got to know the goods or services which we brought out from a supplier, those are not as per the standard. The goods we got, the supply invoice we created for those goods, but those goods are damaged. Now we want some deduction in the payment. We ask supplier that these goods are not proper, these are damaged, so we need some deduction in this. So deduction is like we are decreasing our liability. Our liability is getting decreased. Liability, the amount which we had to pay to supplier. Now, as decrease in liability, it will known as the credit memo. So whenever there is a decrease in liability, will known as a credit memo. Okay, so decrease in liability, and for that we will. So the first payment, the actual payment, we already recorded that supply invoice has been created, and transaction details are in system. Those accounting details, transaction details has been posted to the ledger. Now when we are going to ask, like we do not want to pay the whole amount, we need some deduction, and again we have to generate a invoice invoice of minus amount, because we have to, we will be paying a less amount, so that will be a adjustment, and we will create a adjustment invoice. How we will create this, let me show you. There is a task, create supply invoice adjustment. So first start proxy with Teresa. Why we do start proxy? Because Logan, again, the role of accounts payable data entry specialist that we have given to Teresa. This is 8.3. Now task is create supplier invoice adjustment. S Sorry, select your company and supplier first. Now we have already indicated adjustment, so increase liability or decrease liability. We will pay less amount, so decrease liability. Why we are doing this? Damaged goods. There are multiple reasons why we want this adjustment. Some additional charges. So additional charges are like increase in liability. That supplier is asking for more amount. Damaged goods, we will pay less amount. Duplicate invoice. So we have already paid, but another again the same invoice was created. So we need that adjustment. Miscellaneous other. So these are few reasons. Wrong item shipped. We want some adjustment. Date like today, then reference. Go to the reference invoice for which invoice you are adjusting this. We have only one invoice till yet, so select out that invoice. If not, then there will be multiple invoices. You have to keep remember like against which invoice you are going to create this adjustment. If not, then select the invoice, check out the details, open this invoice, check out the details, and then select. We have provided the referenced invoice. Now scroll down. Against which item we are doing this? Let's say we created our item. What was the amount of that item? Our just provide the unit of measure. So that was the amount, free. Now, how many goods or how many items were not as per the standard? So we purchased 20. If you remember yesterday, we purchased 20. Let's say we'll say five lunch boxes were damaged. So how much amount we need to adjust? We provided 15. Again, need to select out these work tags under which division. So yesterday we selected two division because we had two lines, one other services and then technology. Over which division that was, we got the wrong item. So we said that on other services division we could not get standard one. Cost center, the one we created. Apart from cost center, there was a custom validation which was asking for a training center. So we need to provide training center as well. Demo training center. We selected out that, and now hit submit. It should go to error, I believe. So process has been successfully completed. Check out the accounting details. It is successfully completed or approved. That doesn't mean accounting is successfully completed or accounting is proper. Open the supply invoice. Click on the related action of this magnifying glass. Go to accounting. Click on view accounting. It is posted. That means our configuration of APR, account posting rule set, is correct. If we were missing any account in APR, then the status would be error. It will not be in the posted status. Check out the accounting entries. So 50 for the same. Account 7275, $30 were debit from this one. We had two lines, so 30 and 30, $60 were debit from this, and $60 were credited in payables. Now the reverse entry has been created in adjustment, and $15 has been debit from accounts payable and again credited to account 7275. Is it clear, guys? Any question in adjustment or supply invoice?
Akash, why the $15 isn't credit was it credited to earlier invoice? I mean
Yep, yep,
the
sure. So yesterday, we purchased 20 lunch boxes. Each lunch box was having $3 cost. Now, when we provided a adjustment, we said your goods are damaged. That means lunch boxes are damaged. How many lunch boxes are damaged? We provided a value 5. 5 lunch boxes are damaged. So the overall cost for 5 lunch boxes is $15.
yes, that's correct. However, when you go to the second tab in the screen, the
Mm-hmm,
$15 should get adjusted to demo course cost, right?
mm-hmm, okay.
In the adjustment, we have adjusted $15.
Mm-hmm.
We have debited $15. Sorry, we have credited $15. That should affect in the view accounting view accounting for supplier invoice, right?
So the $15 we have credited in the actual account from which we debited yesterday. Let me. Yep. So can you please come again? I'm not getting you what you are asking.
Okay, we have credited $15 now. Why this
Mhm.
$15 is not reflecting in the original entry? The original entry still says $60. Is
No, no, no. So original entry, if it will be reflecting in the original entry, then why we will have a different accounting?
okay, okay, I got you, I got you. When we run the consolidated report, it will, sum up and it
Yes.
will
So at that time,
$60.
all entries will be calculated. But here we will have a
Correct,
separate
I got you.
journal entry always. Okay. So
Okay, I
journal
got you.
entries and accounting entries will be created on each transaction. It
Okay,
will not
okay.
be coming that these are just
Correct.
entry, but the balance amount in the actual account that will be again added. So if we will check the balance amount on our account, and if we will run that
Yeah, on
report,
the account level,
we
it will
will get
reflect as $45 only for account receivable when we run the consolidated report. Yes, correct.
account payables. Yes,
Okay, thanks, sir.
sure. Uh, Now after account, sorry, supply invoice adjustment, the next one we have supplier invoice recurring. So recurring supply invoice. Now, why we create a recurring supply invoice? Let's say we have a broadband line in our office or for our client, for our company. That broadband provider or that internet provider ISP charges some specific amount per month. So that amount is fixed. Almost time is also fixed. Every month they are asking for the payment, or every month they are getting the same amount. In that case, similar entry has to be created each month. So the option is either manually create these entry again and again, provide the same details, or create a template with the fixed part or the fixed details, and on transaction date just generate a invoice from that template. So how we will do that? First, we will create a template fixed format or with the fixed details. For that, the task is create a recurring supplier invoice. Check out the company, supplier, default payment term is here. Let's say name is lunch. Just provide a identifier type of name, training lunches. Fixed or variable? Would that amount be fixed or there can be some variation in the amount? So we'll say we are providing a fixed amount every month. Frequency type: monthly, bi-monthly, bi-weekly, semi-monthly. What will be the frequency or annual? So we said monthly we pay to our ISP. So this option is also there. When we are doing this transaction, weekly, semi-monthly, semi-annual, quarterly, monthly, daily, bi-weekly or annual, what can be the frequency? So all options are here. We selected monthly. Effective date, from when it should be effective. Let's say I'll put just for today. First invoice date, I would say the first invoice has to be created tomorrow. So first invoice will be created tomorrow, not today. What we are doing, effective date we have provided, but invoice will be created from tomorrow. End date. So end date will be the same date, but in the next year. So we have the subscription for 1 year. What we did, first invoice will be created tomorrow, and the last invoice will be on the same date, but the next year. So we have provided this subscription for 1 year. Not the one, even it is like 13 installments. So might be here 09. So 12 installment we have to pay for our ISP provider. Is it clear till here, guys? Any question related to this detail? How we create a template? So we are providing all data at this moment at the time of creation of the template. Now coming to the line, here what I'll do. Item is like our lunch boxes, and you can say this is installment. Like we have this training session regularly for 12 months. We'll be paying the same amount. We are purchasing 10 lunch boxes and we'll pay for these 10 lunch boxes every month. Scrolling to the right, what will be the quantity every time? Let's say 10 lunch boxes. 10 lunch boxes every time we'll be purchasing. Amount is coming. Now again the similar work tax. Select out your work tax for which division we are calling this out. Let's say for financial services. This time for financial services we have a regular training sessions every month. Cost center, which cost center will be allocated for budgeting. This cost center will be on the transaction lines. Now demo training center, we have created a custom validation that we have to provide a training center tag as well, which training center is being used. So we have provided a training center name as well. After that, just hit submit, and that template has been created. It is successfully created, approved. If you want to check out the other details, you can go. Accounting is not there because accounting has not been created. We have created just a template, not a transaction. At this moment we have just created a supply invoice template. We have not created a supply invoice. That's why you will not see accounting right now. These are just details which are required to create a supply invoice. Once supply invoice will be created from this template, then you will see accounting lines on ledger account.
First,
Hmm.
the recurring details is not in the PDF.
It should be.
Fine. But Akash is not there in the PDF that they shared with us.
Okay,
Because
sure.
We're using Workday Financial Management version 32 PDF.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure which version
Might
it is.
be. I need to check out that. I have the previous version, so I'll just
31
ask
is
for
it?
the 32. I'll ask for 32 and we'll let you know. But even if it is not, good to know how we do this
No,
recording.
we have 32.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
We have 32 version. I mean, version 32
sure,
version.
sure. I have 30th one.
Okay, we're gonna
Hello.
check with. Yeah, we're gonna check with the Cloud Foundation team.
I'll ask for 32, so that should be okay. So what Workday has
Okay.
done, Workday has done, Workday has removed couple of topics from the newer version, just from the curriculum of financials. So from 32 or might be from 31st version, they removed couple of topics from the Workday's training material, financial training material. They have removed some topics, but it is good if I can even leave this, but might be a good learning point for you. Okay, but Workday itself has removed those topics from that new version that I know. Can you
But
hear
you
me?
have uh,
Hello?
content for integration also? You have any reference book for integration also?
No, I do not have for integrations at this moment.
Any online site or we can refer where we want to check on basic
Just
integration?
search out Workday integrations training or videos. I think you'll get it. Either some YouTube videos or somewhere you'll get it. Okay, you'll get it. The integration specific material. Hmm. Okay, so one more thing. Again, that will not be in your 32 version. So let me check out that. Let me tell you that one as well. Schedule, supply, invoice, auto create. So we have created the template. Now there is a task. Even we can use that to just to create a supply invoice automatically. And that task is schedule, supplier, invoice, auto create. Run frequency, run now, run later, once in the future, daily recurrence. We can schedule this. How to schedule or what is the frequency provided. Create OK. Calendar days prior to schedule date. So let's leave it 0. Now, what date we want to schedule this? So we can have, let's say, 5 days from now, 2 days from now, 3 days from now, 4 days from now. Based on that, supply invoice will be automatically created. But we will put 0. We do not want to put any delay in this. So 0 days in this, and it has been initiated. One supply invoice has been created. Check out that one as well. So if you can see one supply invoice has been created, and this one. Okay. So why we are not seeing our template? Do you remember what start date or what invoice date we put there? We can see M and DCC, but the one which we created, lunch boxes, class lunch boxes or training lunches, that is not coming here.
Probably because of date 10/23.
Yes. So we provided date of tomorrow. So the frequency, not the frequency, the date, start date or that invoice date we have provided for tomorrow. So this task auto create, supply invoice auto create, we will run tomorrow, and at that time we will have our invoices created in this. So this task, so template we have created, but to generate a invoice, we need to run this task on that day. If that date is meeting, let's say we have provided the date 23rd. Before 23rd, we cannot generate the invoice, but 23rd or later, even not on if we run on 24th, if we forget to run on 23rd, but we will run it 20 on 24th. Even then, supply invoice will be generated using this task. It will not be before the invoice date, but it will be after the invoice date or on the same date of the invoice date. It can be created. Is it clear? Any doubt related to this?
I have a doubt. I mean, not it's nothing to do with the supplier invoice, Akash.
Mhm.
I just have one generic question. Are we going to create supplier invoice for the client? I mean, when we roll on to the project, or just for the information purpose we are learning this?
No, so you might, if you remember, some JDs contains a role, data, accounts payable data entry specialist, account payable analyst for these. At this that time, yes, you will require to create these supply invoices. So
Okay.
again, at the client side, you as a workday consultant will be responsible for creating these supply invoices. But it depends. Might be some accounting person will be there who will provide you all these details, or you like you'll be working together with a accounting or financial person. That's possible. So let's say client has the
But these
accounting.
templates are pre-delivered by Workday only, right? We just have to
Yes,
key in the
you just
relevant
need to fill the
information.
data. Yes. So the format of the template is specific. This is already fixed. What you need, just these details, and this detail will be coming from the client itself, because you're not making the transaction, the client or the finance team knows about that transaction. They will give you the data.
Okay, Akash, thank you.
Okay. Sure. So next chapter is banking and settlement. Now we have created the invoices, we have created invoice adjustment, transaction we have done, but payment, if you will see, all invoice which we have created till yet are coming with the unpaid status. Unpaid means we have not done the payment to our supplier. To do this payment, what we need, we should have, in general, if I ask, I have to pay some amount to a person. How I will do that? I should have a bank account. If I'm paying the amount in cash, it should be okay. But if I'm paying direct, if I'm doing direct deposit, if I'm providing a check, or if there is a wire transfer, then I must need a account in a bank. So we need to create a bank account for the client, for our company. So we have not created a bank account for our company till now. We must have to create a bank account first. Once we will create this bank account, then only then we can send, or we can do the payment to our supplier. Supplier's bank account we have already provided. So contact details and bank account details of supplier we have entered already in the system. Now for bank setup, what we need, so three major details in setting up a bank account for a company. First is financial institution. What is financial institution? Any bank or lockbox. So whatever method a company uses for payment or for their account rated savings or account rated transaction, like bank account, or outside India, even the lockbox, that is again a kind of another financial institution uh, which do this transaction with the client. They take money, or even at the time of need, they give money to the company. But that lockbox company sends that amount to that bank. So lockbox vendors have tie up with the banks, and there are kind of middleware. Lockbox will work with the company, so all these discussion with the company that Lockbox will do, they will get the amount, but they will deposit in bank. So they have a separate working model, or a company can have direct account in the bank. Second, the okay, so financial institution we will set up. After that, we will set up a bank account. So bank is there, but we will be having one account, at least a account within the bank. So that account details also we will provide. How we will do that? So let's I'm if you remember, we created a settlement administrator. Might be Teresa, or this is a user-based security group already assigned. Logan should have this role, and let's check if Teresa does have this role or not. Settlement administrator. It is already given in your um, activity. So how to create a bank? Let's say create financial institution. This is the task, create financial institution. Before creating that, I'll show how we can identify or how we can check how many financial institutions are present in the system. View financial institution is the view financial institution is a task. If you will click on this, you can check out how many institutions are there. AIB, American Express, Bank of America, Bank of the Philippines, Citibank, HSBC. These all are those financial institutions, or these all are the banks already existed within Workday tenant. Somebody has already configured this. But let's say I do not need this. I have a new bank. I need to first create a financial institution. Just for so you know how to create a bank. I'll demo this. Create financial institution. I'll create a new bank within the tenant. How I do that? My bank name is Demo US or in India Bank. So this is the bank name. Okay, up to us if already we want to create this kind of create financial from which business entity. But I'm not providing any business entity. Just I would like to give a name, Demo US Bank. Tax ID of that bank, bank identification code. This all we have to set up. If it is wrong, they might goes to error. But these details we have to provide. Contact information for bank. Whenever you will create a kind of entity within the Workday, you need to provide at least one contact related information, either a phone number or email or address. I'll put Main Street, New York. So I have set up a bank address we have provided and click OK. Okay, so we have set up a bank. Now what we need a company account. So company's bank we have set up, but bank we have set up, but company's account within that bank we need to create. For that, task is create bank account. Account name, let's say uh, demo current account for. So this is my company. I am creating a current account for my company within the bank. Bank account type Is it a bank account, outsource account, or petty cash account? So petty cash, it is in US. I'm not sure about how it works, but the kind of lockbox or a very small account or some other, it works with the vendor. That kind of account this is might be vendors will have this kind of account. It is not in bank, but no, I don't know about the petty cash. This is bank account, and outsource is again the similar kind of bank account, but in the any other and bank account. Which country? You can go and might be you can Google out about these two type of account. What is outsource account or petty cash account? Okay, so demo bank account, then United States over like the country we have selected. Organization, which organization, for which organization we are doing this? So organization is nothing, your company. So we are creating this for our company. Select out your company. When you will select the company, by default currency will get populated. So what kind of currency? This is the default one, but which currency you want to accept within this account? I'll say all currencies I can accept in INR. I can accept in USD. Even if any other currency come, even that I'll be accepting. So accept all currency within this account. What kind of payment terms you would like to accept? Cash, check, credit card. I'll say all type of transaction, all type of payment terms or payment types I'll accept. All type of payment types I'll accept within this account. Now, similar to this is for ad hoc payments. What kind of default payment type for ad hoc payments? So for ad hoc payment, I'll say direct deposit is it's just a default one, but we can select any default. If you will see allowed means you can choose one of only the allowed options. Allowed are a restriction. You will see you will select only one from the allowed ones. If I'll just leave only cash here, so I cannot accept any other payment type than cash for this account. But here I have selected all. Default means it is just an option. I'm choosing a default one, but there's a even the further I would have this option to select any of other payment type. So this is possible. Default is not a restriction. Um, okay. So right hand side, it is asking to select a financial institution. So if you remember, we have created a new one. Just check out for that demo. Okay, so demo US Bank. This is the financial institution we have created. Alert is coming. Obviously, I don't know what is the identification or bank identification code, but let's say we'll put right now it is alert, so I'm not changing this, but in case it will give a error, then we will change this identification code here as well as on the bank as well, because we provided this detail on the bank. Bank branch doesn't need routing transit number. So routing transaction number, I'm just providing from the activity book. I do not remember because there is a validation. If this transit number and doesn't meet the specific requirement, 11 digit, 12 digit, it will give error. So 2618. Now bank statement format. Again, some standard by bank which uh, which is applicable in different countries, but let's say ISO 220 standard we have selected. So these are the file or statement format. Which bank or which country uses what format? So just pick that one. You'll get this detail at the time of configuration. what is the bank statement format, which one you need to select. Now, primary account usage, where we can use this bank account. So we can use in ad hoc payments, any transfer settlement, customer if you want to pay get some amount from customer, then customer refund, what kind of payment we will be doing or accepting from this account. So all we can select here. So let's say if we have multiple accounts within a bank, multiple accounts, one we use for supplier, another we use for customer, other we use for other ad hoc payments. So that also we can do. We will create 3 or 4 accounts, one for ad hoc, one for customer, one for supplier. Or let's say there's just one account, we have a small company, very small company, and that has only one account, and all transactions are being done from the same company, oh sorry, from the same account. That is also possible. So supply payment, if like salary, off cycle payment, on cycle payment to employees, even this one we can select. Intercompany, let's say we are not doing any intercompany expense payment, credit card payment, cash advance payment, that kind of transactions we want to do, then we can select. This is the primary account usage. This account can accept or can do only these type of transaction. If we are doing any other type of transaction and we want to use this account cannot be used for any other type of transaction. It will be used only within these. Is it clear? Nothing else is required at this moment. Okay, so let's try to submit. If we get any error, error is bank account with the same routing transit number and account number already exist. Okay, so let's change it to 0. Let's change it to 9. It is saying the already transit number is for another bank, account number is for another bank. Let's check some validation fade for the entered routing transit number. Let's do one thing. Did we provide any transit number over this bank?
Akash, what task did we do to get the demo US Bank as financial institution?
So we created a financial institution, great financial
That's
institution.
what is the task that we do? Create financial institution, right?
Right, that's the task. The transit number must be 9 numeric digits. Okay, let's let's do one thing. Open this bank in another tab. Edit the details. I provided this default or you know, and that was for 11. Now just try if check some area and routing transit number. Again, this is something related to bank. Obviously, I provided a demo number, so it is not giving me a correct checksum. Okay, so that I told how to create a financial institution. Obviously these details, so bank will provide a transit number and identification code, but how to create this I have showed you, and these details you will get from bank, you can directly put at the time of configuration. But for the time being, what we can use is, uh, let's say Bank of America we will choose here, which is present in the activity, and for that transit number is already given like 263181384. So we got already a transit number, and number is 678. So this is the account number. Bank identification code we don't need. Now try to submit. What's there? Now the bank account with the same routing transit number already exist. So this, let's change the account number. Now it's created. So that error was coming due to some wrong code of the bank. Obviously bank code I did not have. I provided a demo code. So I changed the bank to a Bank of America, and account number was being used already within this tenant for another company. So instead of the last digit, I changed the digit, and I have my own account set up in the bank. So my bank account has been set up. Okay, so after bank account setup, let's say we need to do the settlement. What is settlement and how we do the settlement, I'll cover tomorrow. Settlement is, I'll just give you an idea how settlement work or what settlement is. So let's say we have created invoices in Workday. In the similar way, even uh, company pays salary to their employees. Company expense something over the day-to-day needs, might be a stationary item, might be dairy items. So whatever item is coming, company is doing some expenses. So for these kind of items, invoices are being created. For ad hoc payments, for let's say bonus, commission, incentives to the employees, that payroll part is coming in picture. For payroll, for financial related accounting entries, one settlement engine is there. There are not a separate settlement engine. Workday does have only a single settlement engine. One single settlement process will pay amount for all of these entities, for employees, for suppliers. So only one settlement engine will work. So that settlement conditions, that settlement run we do tomorrow. How we do a payment to a supplier invoice we have created, but that is unpaid till yet. How we will pay the amount to those suppliers, how that will work, what is the process, that we will cover tomorrow. Okay, any question guys still here? Is it clear?
Yes, Akash.
Okay, so try to cover till here until the bank settlement or bank account creation till tomorrow, and then we'll create a
I have
settlement engine.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay, okay. I have a question here. See, in one of my in my current company, I'm looking for internal movement, and they have
Hmm.
accepted my resume, and they're going to schedule my interview sometime. I mean, in near future.
Hmm.
I just told him that I've signed up for this Cloud Foundation class, and I'm going through getting trained over there. And I just
Hmm.
done with 2 3 classes. That's it. Because
Hmm.
I'm scared of what sort of question they might ask if I tell them that I've already covered half of the module. I mean half of the curriculum.
Hmm.
So what sort of question they might ask me in the interview? Because I just told them I done with I mean reorganization and the accounting rules. I mean
Hmm.
that
No, so they might ask, what is supplier, what is customer in Workday, and what is credit, or what is decreases liability, increases liability. But But if I'll say a basic question for the financials, so mostly is what is Worktech, where custom organization or why we need to set up custom organizations, what are the different roles which will being used for financial setup, uh, how or what is ledger account, how a ledger account will be debit or credited. So that kind of questions will be coming.
Okay.
Okay.
And for that, yeah, what's that? Re, create custom organization. We use it for a reporting purpose, right? I mean, as in
Yeah.
when we have multiple division and we are not able to, create separate company for them, we just create them as a custom organization, and we would link it to the company. In the future, we can use the custom
So
organization
do one
for
thing. Do one thing.
reporting and
I'll tell you. In your in your
yes.
chapter two, check out the theoretical part for custom